Dear friends, now what about India? I told you about the world, how many realms are there, and you know how this diversity starts from center of the earth to as it goes to poles, what happens. Everything I told you. Now I will deal with India. India has got 2.4% of the forest area in the world. But 2.4% is the area. You have a diversity is really great. 8.1% of world's diversity is found in India. That means India, its importance is it's highly rich in biodiversity compared to many countries. It has got almost 45,000 species of plants you will find, close to 90,000, 95,000 animal species you will find. It is ninth, it is seventh, it is seventh. India has got seventh position in mammal population. Mammal population. In the animals, you have mammals. Mammals population, if you take a 7%, seventh position, India has got in mammal population. Fifth position in reptiles. Ninth position in birds. So, why I'm saying this? India has got a rich diversity, which you need to know, understand. Then, who decides this biodiversity? Who decides know which is these areas and who takes control of it? Who decides how many species are there? And then know all the details who maintains. There is one international organization called International Union for Natural for Natural Protection of for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. This is called IUCN, capitals. IUCN. IUCN is started in 2004. Its headquarters is in Bergen in Switzerland. Any development related to diversity is notified by IUCN. I told you first the Earth Summit, United Nations Earth Summit, who defined biodiversity, and this is another organization which takes care of biodiversity and records biodiversity. Well, India 2.4%, forest area 8.1%, diversity, and the positions in various aspects I told you. Now, how to measure the diversity? Now, I will tell you here simply food web and food chain. Two terms I want to introduce. I want to introduce you a food web, a food chain. See, everything is dependent on something. There is a primary producer and there is a consumer. For that consumer, another consumer is there. Likewise, every animal and plant, everything is interrelated here in this chain. Let us take an example of plants produce lot of food material. At least green leaves will be there on the plant. With the help of green, nitrogen, and then no oxygen, sunlight, it produces photosynthesis. Food material is produced by the plant. Sometimes the food material we require is produced by the plant. When it has come to the food, we have in India about 50,000 varieties of rice, 1,000 varieties of mango. That is the richness we have. So when food is prepared by somebody, next is a grasshopper. Grasshopper eats the leaves of a plant, food producing plant. It eats away the entire leaf. Again, grasshopper is eaten by a frog. Frog is eaten by a snake. Snake is eaten by a hawk. So this is the food chain. Everything is important. Somebody has to produce food. And grasshopper no eats away some of the leaves. It's not eating the entire leaves. Some leaves. Grasshopper is useful in some way. And then no frog, which lives in a different ecosystem, it eats the grasshopper. Here in this chain, you simply see by some chance, grasshopper is eliminated. Say if grasshopper is eliminated means food is not damaged because frog cannot eat food. But frog is eaten by snake. Snake is eaten by hawk. These three can get extinct. If chain is not continued, your system cannot continue. Somewhere the breakage occurs. Somewhere the disproportionate development would be there. When frog is not there, what happens? There is nobody to eat the grasshopper. So grasshopper definitely eats away the entire food plants now, whatever you are seeing. That means that's a damage it's causing. A balance is to be maintained by the nature through biodiversity, through various varieties of animals and plants. There should be something which stops the destruction, which maintains protection. There should be food for grasshopper. Grasshopper is culminating now in some other gain to the human being. But frog is necessary. Frog has to eat the grasshopper to protect the plants. Likewise, snake has to be there. Snake has to use to eat. It has to eat. Likewise, the chain is to be maintained. This is called food chain. Everything is linked to a food chain. Every ecosystem will got a different link of food chain. Likewise, many food chains will be there. What is a food web here? Here I told you grasshopper eats away the green material. Some of the insects will eat the grasshopper. There are many things. There are 10 types of insects. They come, they paralyze, and then no, they eat the grasshopper. It need not be frog. There will be another 20 types of things no, which are eating the grasshopper. Again, the insects which are eating the grasshopper are eaten by some other thing. Likewise, I have told you only one chain where one particular animal or plant is existing. That is a food chain. Food web is nothing but no interrelated relationships between the consumer, producer, and then no destroyer. Likewise, thousands of insects and animals are interlinked here in the nature to maintain the balance of nature, to make the nature more productive, more useful to the human being. That is why we have to ensure everything lives here. Nothing is taken away from the system where disproportionate amounts of organisms develop in the system. This will damage the entire system. It damages the very spirit of the ecosystem. That's why ecosystem is to be preserved, ecosystem is to be protected, environment is to be protected, conservation of the natural resources. All these terms have come up.